going into your second exhibition game?
Yeah, I mean, my excitement is I want to see us get better as we move from, one game to the next. Before, obviously, we open up with our first countable game, which is the following Tuesday, November the 4th. And so I tell you, I yesterday spoke for sororities, all the different sorority houses, spoke to a fraternity group. Coach Lindy was with me. We did it together, just trying to drum up the student support. Gene Canales, our marketing director, has done a great job just trying to brainstorm with him to find a way to keep getting as many students as involved. I mean, everywhere I've been in Paloma, everyone said, "Hey, we got to get the students back involved," So, and they've all said, "Coach, how do we get like the $2 beers?" You know what I mean? So, more than the game, they all want me to find a way. They're like, "Coach, if you can get the beer deal going, like you're a hero to us." So, I'm just like, whatever you do, you take an Uber home. That's all I care about. Like, just Uber home, have a designated driver. That's the most important. But I'll work with administration on the other stuff because that's important to the students.
Are you moving in the right direction health-wise, getting closer to the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, look, so Emmanuel Steffens is out. Mason for tomorrow's game. Emmanuel's out. Mason Abaton's out. Miles Shea's out. Isaac Williamson's out. Lodgy, we don't expect to play tomorrow. And Tyron Jones will play some. So we will have, First Washington, we had 7 scholarship guys. We'll have 8 scholarship guys tomorrow, with Tyron Jones being restricted minutes guy.
Can you, besides getting better and wondering can you learn anything tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, well, the reason we did this game was to give us a dry run with the lights on here. I really wish the NCAA, and you've covered this for a long time, would give us more exhibition games, more opportunities for scrimmages. As much as we're practicing from the beginning of the summer all the way through to now, we should have more opportunities to play. So this is really about a dry run, so we can get through under the lights, figure out. I don't even know which bench yet. You know what I mean? How that all works out, and so it's new for everybody. How we coming out of the tunnel? I mean, all that stuff. So, because I don't want that to be the first time when we played November the 4th. So it's more of a trial run, but yes, we can take a lot of that. How's our execution? How's our transition defense? How are we on the glass? First Washington, 35% of our missed shots were offensive rebound. That's a big deal. How are we attacking the rim? Are we playing off of 2 feet? Is the ball moving, not sticking? Are we valuing the ball, not turning it over? So all those things we can really have a chance to evaluate and see where we're at with those types of deals.
In your ideal world, how many scrimmages would you go out?
To me, I think we should be similar to the NBA. I mean, the NBA has 2 weeks of practice and week of practice, and they're playing games. You know what I mean? So, if I'm not mistaken, I think the NBA's 4 or 5 exhibition games. We should be in the same number as them.
Coach, we see the balloons behind you. Can we just talk about how competitive, how energetic each practice is?
Well, the balloons are for each team. The scarlet and gray get 5 turnovers of practice. That's it. And we pop the balloon for a visual effect. If you turn it over, you hear the pop. And if you have 5, okay, after 5, everyone you have, you run. So it's a visual effect. It's just about valuing the ball. So each team gets 5 for the whole 2.5-hour practice. You get anything over that, we start running.
Is that something that was taught to you and developed throughout your career, or is that a Josh Pastner original?
No, you know what? We just coaches are all kind of, you steal information here, you steal information there, you see different things, and you just kind of, you get something that, that you like, that when you were out, like when I was doing television, man, I like that, and maybe saw another thing that I like doing television, so you just see different things and bring in some different things. It's like we have we talked about the rebounding bubble, which we're going to introduce today, about signing that, about based on a certain number of rebounds, offensively, defensively, whether you're a front court player or a guard. Kind of like some people give a hard hat, we do the bubble. The bubble's a rebounding thing we use that. It doesn't allow you to make the shot, so you've got to rebound the ball. So it's kind of cool, just a mentality type of thing, because whether it's offensive or defensive rebounding, depending on our transition defensive game plan, how many we're sending to the glass. But defensively, you got to put that hard hat on and get on the defensive glass. Especially us changing defenses and playing what we do. You're not always, when you're not in man, you don't always have you have a more of an area responsibility more so than a particular person responsibility.
Coach, your team hitting a little bit of adversity before the season with these injuries. What can you take away from the positives of maybe what you see from later on this season?
Well, listen, it's been hard not having Miles Shea out there, not having a true point guard, but he's given Dravian gives Lawhorn an opportunity to work as a point guard that he hasn't really had a chance in his entire life, so it had a chance for him to do that. And then secondly, guys like Al Green to work at some point, and some other guys to play some not natural positions. So I don't know if that's positive. It maybe has given us some opportunities for guys to work on some things that they probably wouldn't have worked on, but we need to get everyone. I'm telling you, I love our team when we're fully healthy. I mean, I love our team now, but I mean, we just got to get healthy, and whenever that is. And the challenging part is, okay, when guys come back, we start playing real games next week. So how do you flow them in without disrupting? That's going to be the challenge, and that's why I keep saying November is obviously critical for us, but we might not hit our stride. I don't know. I hope we hit our stride for day one to the last day, you know, but as we all know in sports, there's can be a little peak and valley here and there. I don't know if until we get everyone out and get into the rhythm, which Mountain West play doesn't start till mid-December. So we've got to do our job early because we have a really tough non-conference schedules, and nobody wants to hear any excuse, and there are no excuses from me or anybody else. We got to figure it out. It's just, sitting as a head coach, the challenge of trying to get guys in at different spots, and while you're playing real games and high-level games, is just that's going to be the challenge that I have as guys get healthy and get cleared.
You mentioned a lot of competitive excellence. How do you keep guys bought in a game that they know that they're going to beat their opponent?
Well, we take nobody for granted, but that's our standard, competitive excellence. And if you don't, I don't use any profanity. I'm pretty intense, and I'm not maybe a screamer or yeller, but I'm intense. But the best motivation is the bench. And if you don't produce in the way that we need you to produce with competitive excellence, you're just going to sit. It's just the bottom line.
I have a follow-up question. This isn't basketball related, but you mentioned talking about the students trying to bring back $2 beer nights and stuff. Are you working to get your own unofficial rice bowl to be served at the end?
No, you know what? As much as I love rice, I do love rice, and I love food, by the way. I love food, and I eat a lot. I really make sure that I don't, during my 2 years out of TV, I was the healthiest I've ever been. But I can feel myself now where I'm not sleeping. I'm eating late again, you know what I mean? And so I got to discipline myself to, okay, stay away from those late meals. I get up really, really early. So I'll go to the gym like at 4 in the morning, 4:30. I got to stay on track, and I got to make sure I sleep. So, but I can feel myself going back to I got to catch myself. I got to be mentally aware of that and making sure that I love rice, I love food, but I got to make sure I maintain, I got to maintain eating healthy the best I can. But hey, I will say this. Wait. If they want to give an NIL deal, I'm all for it. I'll give it to the players. So if they want to give me, someone wants to give a deal and donate money for the players, I'm all for it. They don't need to give it to me. They need to give it to the players. We'll donate the NIL. I'll figure something out for me. You can do for me, as in terms of I'll say hello, but I want the money to go to the players for the NIL. Yeah, whatever it is. M&M's, chocolate, whatever it means.
Mentioning Tyron playing a little bit more, getting back into the flow tomorrow. How do you plan to use him, and how do you get him to flow back into the game?
Look,
on the restricted minutes.
I assume there's going to be mistakes made tomorrow. I don't know how not. You know what I mean? It's his first time kind of getting it. So he's going to have some anxiety getting up and down, and there'll be some mistakes made by him, and that's why you play the game, to kind of let it get out of the system. That's why I was hoping those other guys would be able to play, to kind of get some things out of their system before we play a real accountable game. So you just got to assume there's going to be some mistakes.
And you talked about a lot, being in Park's seat. How's it going to feel tomorrow? Even though the game doesn't count, be back in his seat looking up at that big.
83% of his wins. That means like 28-6 is a bad season when you're winning 83%. So we can have 1 year of 83%, of a winning percentage. That's a heck of a deal. So I'll be happy just to take one possession at a time. If we could win 83% of our possessions during a game, it'd be a heck of a deal. You know what I mean? Forget the entire thing. So what he did here is why he's in the Hall of Fame. It's why he's one of the greatest to ever do it. I don't think that's ever going to be. I'm not sitting in his chair. I'm just the gatekeeper moving his and everybody else's program moving forward. I don't look at it like I'm sitting in his chair. I'm just being there to help it get back to where everybody wants to get back to. And you can see based on his winning percentage, it's surreal. Okay.
Need Al? I want to join in if you don't need him, or if you don't do me any favors. All right, awesome.
Go for it. Yeah, just the momentum you feel with this team. I know you're trying to get healthier. What's the mood in this locker room?
Just keeping the main thing, just the guys that can play, doing the things that coach wants. And then when the guys do come back, they're locked in on the sideline, just basically so they can come right into it. Staying in shape is also a main thing for the guys that are here right now, because Pastner preaches like staying in shape, running Rebels, that's a main thing. So I think just mainly staying locked in as the guys that aren't playing right now, and us on the court helping them when they need questions and when they're ready. So I think that's probably, yeah.
One exhibition game under the belt. How big is the second one for your squad?
I think every game is important for us. Any time we can go out there and compete and see where we're at as a team, especially playing in front of all the fans. Coaches get to see who plays well together, who the fives, everything like that. So I think any game is important, no matter if we're playing Washington or Lincoln or anything. So we should treat it as the same game, same intensity, same thing we do. So it's important for us, yeah.
Just want to talk about leadership on this team. Who have you seen step up and kind of bring that leadership?
I would say Dre Gibbs. He's been, since we first got here, he's been a vocal leader. I mean, all of us lead in different ways. I try to lead in more by example, but Dre's more of a vocal leader. Like if we're at practice and we might be slacking or guys aren't talking, he'll get us all in the huddle without even coaches saying anything. So I think Dre's been that guy that's kind of kept us in check when we need to vocally. But we all have, everybody's leader in their own way, and we all try to bring something to the table. So we all, it's a team. So I would say, yeah. But Dre's definitely the guy that gets us together when we need.
You talked about playing these guys like you would anyone. What can you get out of a game like this?
I feel like I said before, coaches just seeing guys that play together good, how hard you could play. Because, I know we are playing a school that might not be as good in the name, but it doesn't matter who you're playing. You should always play as hard as possible. So just being able to get out there and get a feel for playing, and also that Washington game was our first couple times playing in an arena as well. So just getting used to everything before the season actually comes. So by the time we do play November, we're more than ready.
You mentioned playing in an arena for the first time. What's it going to be like playing in Thompson Mack for the first time?
Man, it's going to be great. I've been, ever since my visit, I came here, I've been excited to play in front of the fans, play in this gym. It's obviously a dream of playing in these type of arenas. So it's going to be a great experience. I'm super excited, and I hope all the guys are juiced up too.
You mentioned a lot of guys coming back from injury. What's the easiest way for you guys to start gelling once people start slowly integrating themselves back in?
Obviously, on court things like showing the guys what we need to do, but honestly, off court, I would say, because a lot of people might not realize, but when you get hurt, like you kind of go to like the trainers, and you're kind of with the trainers a lot more time. You're not with the guys as much. Like Miles Chair, point guard, like when he got hurt, he kind of was with Kalani, our trainers, a lot more. So the team was kind of meshing together. So I would say outside activities, going to Top Golf or going to things like outside, so we can connect as a team to bond, because we're gonna know our systems and our offense no matter what. So I feel like just that bond part outside of the court.
Next man up mentality. Your team facing adversity before the season starts. How will this kind of prepare you for maybe what's down the road this season?
I think it's going to prepare us well. Seeing guys we haven't played. I know we're down a couple guys, but seeing how much shape we're in, and seeing just like how we run together, just like a test run, I would say, like, because everybody wants to see where you're at. You don't just want to hop in the field if you can't. If you get an option to get a test game and see where the guy's at, that's always a great opportunity. So I think it's just any opportunity to get on the court is positive for us right now. So
how do you build good habits playing a team like Lincoln?
I think playing teams like Lincoln could build good habits, because guys could always just want to beat the team by themselves because they see the name of Lincoln, or guys could want to go outside of our offensive scheme. But I feel like that makes your game. Coach calls it pressurizing, but I feel like that makes your game a lot more pressurized than where you have to play perfect, to where you can't just go out and you have to make every shot. But if you do the little things like cut back door hard, you might get an open layup that depressurize your game where you don't have to play perfect. Or if you do certain things, so doing the little things, even if we are playing Lincoln, I think that's just the important thing. Just keeping the main thing, really.
Just because they're being blown up right behind you and you happen to be the one in front of us. What's the story with the balloons at practice?
Well, they're basically turnover balloons. So at practice he's going to put up 10 here, but it's 5 and 5 for each team. So throughout practice in live play, if we get 5 turnovers, like after that, so the 6, 7, 8, 9, those we would have to run it down and back. So by the end of practice, if we have 12 turnovers in total, we have to run 6 up, and so it's like, but yeah, so it's there, but it's okay. Yeah, it's good. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, an exhibition game, but talk about your excitement to get on the floor with your guys.
I'm very excited to play with the guys because, no day is guaranteed to wake up or anything. So anytime we can come out here and play, I'll be happy.
How have you seen this team kind of respond to adversity, the next man up? What have you seen from this team so far?
I say just a bunch of killers, because what we doing, it ain't easy. Some teams are really fold and, break. But, Coach Pastner always preaching, don't break. So he just got installed in us, and we just going to keep going till our team come back. And once we get everybody will see what we're talking about.
One exhibition game under your belt, what have you already learned about this team?
That we're going to never give up, and we're going to compete no matter what. So, we went there with 7 players, 8, you count, you feel me? My boy Jalen, you feel me? He can hoop too.
Yeah.
So, you feel me? We're just going to compete with whatever we got until we got our full arm.
We're inside the Thomas & Mack, just your excitement to play here at UNLV.
I'm very excited. Like what they say is one of the, most historic arenas in the, world. So how can you not be excited to play in here,
Coach Pastner has been preaching a lot of defensive pressure and a lot of defensive intensity. How can you adjust your game so that you're able to stay away from the foul trouble but still maintain that defensive intensity?
I feel like just, being a little more disciplined than I think I have to be. And I really feel like if I be more disciplined than I think I need to, it'll end up working out.
Are you one of those guys where your defense helps you generate a lot of offense in turn?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm for sure defensive minded first, before offense, because I know if I'm stopping my man, that's it. Or, just helping and doing the other type of stuff. It's just helping overall.
What have you seen from this team on the defensive end?
I seen that we got a lot of dogs. It's not going to be no easy nights in here. We got players that's going to compete, and with Coach Pastner being our coach, he preaches defense. If you're not out there guarding and, really, what he say, not just playing hard, but competing, you feel me, you're going to come out.
You played on some really good teams, NCAA tournament team last year. A lot of people saying the strength of this team, one of them is the length, especially on the defensive side. How does this team compare lengthwise to some of the ones you played on in the past?
This is probably lengthwise one of the teams I've been on. I ain't gonna count. We do have a lot of length. Just looking at our whole team, and once everybody but you really won't be able to see it until you just see our full team. So
How do you stay focused while players come back? And how do you keep those guys bought in while they slowly come back and make their return?
I feel like you just gotta keep pushing forward, and not just look at the downside of stuff. Just try to enjoy things like waking up another day and bringing that motivation to stuff. That's how we just try and look at it as a group, and just playing for our guys that's down right now. Pick them up until they come back with us.
Al mentioned doing things off the court. What kind of things have you guys done as a team to kind of put bond and mesh together?
We went to the little Top Golf. We always come over to the crib, had a little 2K tournaments, all type of stuff like that, just hanging out, you know, doing little cool stuff like that.
You better at golf or 2K?
Golf or 2K? 2K. Can't nobody mess with me in 2K. I ain't gonna
For
cap.
sure.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Did you get to see anybody from